Battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. It's Dvoid here. I've got a game, a 1v1 multiplayer, and we're on Dash map. I think I featured this map not so long ago in a few posts back. You know, I'm sure I did. I think I remember in this post checking to see if my opponent's base was here with my first scouting, because I didn't know the map and forgot that you start in this top corner and expand this way, down this way. So I scouted around here looking for the enemy base. Yeah, not very impressive. But for this one, I'm using Russia. My opponent's using France for this one. And it looks like we're both sending rifles out, but I sent rifles straight to the enemy oil derrick, hunting for the engineer, and it looks like a lot of players have got the place well secured first, their first oil derrick, and we've got crates. It's me, I joined my opponent's game. So, let's have a look. I managed to just catch him, so his engineer's turned back. Very nice. He's cleared everyone else away, but I've captured my first oil derrick, so at least my rifles have delayed him there. And he's not done anything else with his engineer. Looking to see if he's capturing it, and he's not. So I'm going to nip back and position myself between the enemy base and the oil derrick. Just leave him there. And we'll keep an eye on what that engineer does. Let's have a look at some production. Now, there we go, the engineer's moving out. Oh, look. What's happening there? That's strange. Yeah, look, the engineer would have walked into him if I'd have left him still. Strange that. I wonder why... what I was thinking by moving him. Maybe I was looking for him a bit more thoroughly, but just bodged it. If I'd have left him there, the engineer would have been in snipe range. And there's my engineer. I'm escorting him up to the top of the map because I want to capture this communication centre. Because if you capture this, it'll give you a nice bit of view range between our bases. So I'll see a piece of territory just in case my opponent moves this way to attack me across the top of the map in this direction. So the communication centre will come in handy for that. I've got my APC now, so that will be catching up and escorting the engineer, because it's a large map, this one. It's a good size. So I'll be wanting the other communication centre if possible. But we've got our oil derrick each. My opponent's got a radar dome already. Yeah, that's an early tech build then. I've got a rifleman somewhere. I thought... oh no, I haven't sent them yet. Here they are, they're just moving in. Just moving out, because there's some rifle guards here and here, look. I'm just making sure he's not heading for my oil derrick. You know, look at the... or anything like that, but look at... and I've even got the approach to my base covered here, look. But this, look at the amount of view range I get from that. So that will, the enemy can't go this side of it. I'll see any substantial force. I'll see it. He'd literally have to force it against the shoreline. It wouldn't be worth it. It'd take you too long. But look, they're on move command. So that rifleman was shooting them. But I've moved in some rifle scouts. Let's see if they uncovered any... yeah, they uncovered a little bit. Not a lot, but I've got a rifle scout here. He's on hold fire, so he's not going to shoot the ore trucks and reveal his presence. But I think that was a helicopter. Yes, it is. My opponent's got a helicopter. So that's like nearly as much range as a mobile as a comm centre. Nearly as much view range. Very close, and it's mobile. That I think that's the best view range of any unit in the game, the Black Hawk. I think it is. Whether the Yaks and MiGs and Apaches are the same, I'm not certain. But the Black Hawk is excellent the way it hovers there. The Yak circles, so it can get caught out. by AA fire and stuff. But there you go, I've escorted my engineer on a long journey to capture the comm centre, and I am expanding. My opponent, he has, but he's expanded with his home base MCV, so he's cut off his building for a moment. But the thing is, you can't build while you're transporting your only MCV, your only conyard, but you are saving money on structures at the time, so as long as you don't leave it too long, it's viable. Some players do move out like that on certain maps. Now, he's built 2 refineries, and his 3rd refinery's here. I actually stuck to my standard build, put 3 refineries there. Now, the thing is, I don't need 3 refineries there. I could have built an ore truck instead of that refinery, but I thought I'd just stick to the standard build and not mess with it. And, you know, just use 3 refineries there and just make use of it. You know, the extra cash won't hurt. You know, there's worse mistakes you could make than placing a refinery. Put it that way, yeah? If you look at it that way, then, yeah. There are worse things you can do than put a refinery next to some ore. Put it that way. But he's shooting my rifle guards, and he's here with his horde, and he's placing AA defences prematurely, and his base is covered. He's got 2 overlapping AA guns there. What are you thinking, mate? But I've got my engineer in there, so he's getting out. He's going to go on a capture, but the helicopters can so easily snipe him. So easily, you'd have to not notice. There's 5 of them there. 6. He's got 6 helicopters. Right, let's get looking at this army graph. 23,000 to my opponent. I've just ticked to 23 myself, and now here we go. Those 5 helicopters are right above my infantry, and the rocket troops are puncturing them. Very nice. He's got 1 helicopter at the front line now, but the artillery, that's brutal. Jeez, that was a crash, and artillery. I think all of those men were wiped out at once. That was impressive. That was a hell of an explosion. But I'm legging it now. He's busy dealing with these while the MCV runs away. So he soon turned me back on myself. And look at his ore trucks. He's got loads. This is an interesting build. But now I know his army's here, I'm going to smash him here. Quite simple, basics. Use this for a bit of fast screening. He's sold up. But just swarm. Go for it. Killed the engineer. And now he's bringing his force. He's at 15,000 now. I'm at 20,000 because I shot down like 4 or 5 helicopters. Now he's shooting armoured targets. He's still shooting armoured targets. And now he's hovering them over my troops to crash. And the artillery's going to work. Absolutely brutal. He's got 4, 8, at least 8. That's brutal. Very nice. Watch out, you don't destroy your own barracks. Jeez. Oh my word. Right, my tanks are running. So my opponent's at 13,000, I'm at 12 because that artillery has just pounded me. That was brutal. He soon turned me back. Turned my advance back, didn't he? It's an interesting build. Very interesting build. Look, I mean, he hasn't got a barracks. Because he destroyed that one because my troops were too near it. He can't build infantry. What? He better be building a helicopter. Too right. Let's have a look. He's got cash. Not a lot, but he's blown up my oil derrick. He doesn't want me earning out of that. But here we go. He's moved forward his only construction yard, and he's just built a second MCV. Very good. Now, here's his ore trucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's got 10. So there's nothing wrong with that. He'll soon build up some earnings. But if I attack them in a group like that with my heavy tanks, and I saw this bunch, I saw some of these just appear. But look, artillery are firing, and my opponent's at 15,000, I'm at 19. It's just starting to creep, and I have to run. Now the helicopters are chasing me, so I had to stop and open fire, get rid, and then run. I couldn't let him chase me down and run me down, and I thought, right, while these guys are retreating, I'm going to hit him here. And I am building up a force here as well, by the way. So here we go into the ore trucks that I knew were there. Some juicy ore truck targets. There's one. There's 2. Artillery's coming in. Blimey, yeah, artillery's lethal. Right, I've kept these out of the way, and I am grouping. There's a few tanks, there's another tank, so we've got 4 heavy tanks on the way to cause some trouble at the enemy base. And I'm falling back with my infantry. My opponent's at 12,000, I'm at 17. I've got to maintain this pressure, I just have to keep switching from one side to the other, and I'm waiting for him at an expansion. Here, look, I'm already ahead of his ore trucks, so when they arrive and start mining, I'm going to kill them. Now that is a killer blow. That is a crippling blow. Look, his artillery is pounding his own stuff. If you get heavy tanks and the enemy artillery is that heavy, get them among the enemy, at least a couple of them, and look, I know I can wipe this lot out. His artillery finished the job for me. Lovely. And he's brought another MCV down. And that's his home base one. And my heavy tanks here, there's nothing on the way yet, but now they're hitting power, then a helipad, and then his radar dome. Now these are running away and drawing these guys away. Now they can't chase. They can't chase a tank. I'm faster than his infantry, and the artillery won't hit while I'm moving. So yeah, I know he's caught me there very nicely, but as long as you remain mobile, they can't stop you. Not that group of units cannot stop me. But look, he's got a bunch here. Bunch of ore trucks, and now I'm destroying his war factory. He's sold it, and because I've stopped, look, the artillery shells will pound me. Very nice. But we've got 5 heavy tanks. These are just going to remain mobile and regroup with this force. Now I've got thieves, and I was hoping there was a refinery here, but I don't think, obviously he's not set one up. And I've not been collecting crates. I think I collected 1 crate down here, and I placed a flame tower and sold it to get the infantrymen out of it to collect the crate. There's a crate. But I've got aircraft, thieves, and V2s, so I'm going. But my thieves I had to turn back, look, because the enemies sent a few units. Let me see what their cash is like, just in case. Yes, I could have done with a thieving. Actually, but I turned away and attacked up this way because I saw artillery shells coming at me, and he's powerless to stop me. Oh look, anti-aircraft shots, those AA gun, very nice. But I can now chase him, and aircraft are hunting the artillery as well. Strafe, sold up, he's selling up as I attack, so he's not letting me have kill bounties, and he's getting a little bit of cash back himself, but it won't help, that won't help. Selling up, he's better off making me take more time destroying them. And there you go. Yeah, he's selling up, consistently selling up. He's got no power. No power at all. And he says, you got me. So he's calling it. And it wasn't easy. It was hard enough. That was. Blimey, did you see, like I say, my first attack, he turned me back like slap. You know, I ended up packing up my MCV and running and losing my expansion. I think it was here. And I had to fall back. Luckily, he didn't follow me, and my next attack smashed into him. So I had to take him from one side of the map to the other to defeat that player, because his defensive forces were too strong with that artillery and helicopters for view range. He had a very, very solid presence here. But luckily, I think heading off those ore trucks and blasting the first few of them really helped. And yeah, taking him from one side of the map to the other, he didn't divide his force, so there you go. He didn't even move his force one way and build at the other side. He couldn't, because he had no barracks. As soon as his stray artillery shells hit it. But I'll go through the combat graphs and charts. I've had a couple of games between this game and my last post. I played, I think it was, who did I play? I played Maverick, and who was the other one? Mint, possibly. And they both wiped me anyway, but you can't win them all. But here's the army graph, and yeah, he had a stronger army there, but he did cause losses, a severe drop in my army value there, below his, but I've recovered very quickly, and he recovered at about half the speed, and then dropped when I attacked him. He did maintain a stable force here, look, reasonably stable, but you can't do that if you fight like that. You have to, if your opponent's growing in army strength, you can't do that. You can't resist under those circumstances, because like I say, I could fight him at one half. Even if he won, I can then destroy him on the other half side of the map. So even if he wins one engagement, I'll defeat him at another site. Simple as. But he did very well. It wasn't easy, and I had to adapt, because when I smashed straight into him, he destroyed my force and destroyed my expansion. So there's the army graph. That shows you it's, you know, some vicious combat. Well, here's the earnings graph, and yes, that is probably at some point where I was destroyed some more trucks, possibly here and here, and both of them led to an income dump. Yeah, an income drop. But there's the earnings graph for you. Mine aren't great, but we're okay up until the first combat starts, both of us, and then we have a nice drop. But here's my finishing army. I've got an aeroplane, a couple of V2s. What's that? About 15? It can't be that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 heavy tanks. 3 thieves. There's an engineer. He's down here. And then some rocket soldiers and riflemen. Not bad. But an alright little army. Here's the combat chart. My opponent killed 247 units. I killed 118. So, yeah, very nice. But my opponent lost 16 structures. I only lost 3. So, you know, like I say, you shed more pixels in attack than you do in defence. And I've got a 29,000 army value to finish with. I destroyed 56,000 of my opponent's assets. My opponent destroyed 52,000 of mine, so it was a close fight. It was a close fight. It was only his losses in structures that took him out of it. He should have had some redundancy, some more barracks, you know, and a war factory, another one. It's like, it's a shame that it's just like no infantry. Shame. Yeah, support powers. I did build aircraft, obviously, so I have my paratroops and spy plane ticking down, counting down, and my production, advanced power plant, base defense, and I'm guessing heavy tank. Yes, correct. Economy. Let's have a look. I've got 8 ore trucks left. I spent 111,000. My opponent spent 82,000. My opponent's got a couple of grand. I've got 1,800 left. There's the basic tab. I'm at 27 actions per minute. My opponent's at 22 actions per minute. So there you go. Scores 505 to my opponent, 578 to me. So it shows you how close that one was. Very different play styles, very different build orders, but a good scrap, a good fight. So there you go. There's all the basics, graphs, charts, stats, etc. I hope you enjoyed the game, everyone. It was an interesting one for me, a very interesting build order. He just, like I say, should have had a few more barracks at minimum, at least. That's the first thing. But if you like what you saw, give us a sub and a like. And take good care of yourselves. Until next time, goodbye.
Battle control terminated.